All right, so I want to break down one of our Scottsdale flips. So what's going on, guys? My name is Ricky, and this is a complete breakdown on how we found this massive house at a deal, how we funded it, everything with expenses that went into it, and then how we went ahead and turned it around for a net return of a little bit over $100,000. I'm going to break down everything. I really hope that you learned something new. If you do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and, of course, subscribing. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer, please just comment them down below or reach out to my business partner, Nick, and you can simply message him on Instagram, and that is that first link down below. One of the things that you guys will notice is I have 10 house flips going on right now, and those are with Nick. Nick is my main business partner, but one of the things that I've done in the past is I have funded a series of different deals, especially for this guy, Colby. Colby, also, he deserves it. He earned it. He is so just motivated. He's super young. He's located in the Arizona area. I'm going to put his info down below. He also has about 9 flips going on. And at the end of the day, I just love working with people that are not only super motivated, not only super talented, but just good people to be around. It just puts into perspective for me, like what's possible. And this guy is like 3-4 years younger than me. So it's amazing to see. So please, all credit for this flip is really just to him. I just came in with the money and I funded part of the deal. So this house, just so you guys can kind of get the timeline, I posted it on my Instagram. We sold on it. We sold it. The reason I didn't make a video when I first purchased it or when we first funded it was because my previous house flip that in Paradise Valley that sold for $3.3 million, when they get to be this expensive, the buyers are very I want to be more considerate to the buyers, and I don't want to rub anyone the wrong way, right? So I waited until we actually closed on the property, and I want to break down everything. So we bought this property back in July 14th, and I can show you the overall breakdown. You can see it right on here. July 14th sold for $1.295 million. A question you might have is, Ricky, how did you find this deal, right? How did Colby find this deal? This is not how we normally and traditionally find deals, right? Just so you have a complete understanding. How do people normally find deals? Traditionally, people go on Zillow, or if you have a real estate agent, they go on the MLS, and whatever's posted for sale publicly, there's everyone's looking at that. Kind of just like this listing. So this listing in Scottsdale, Arizona was posted for $1.395 million. It was posted for that. You guys can see right here. This was July 1st. There are so many people that sometimes post their listing for below of what it's worth. Sometimes it's just an unexperienced real estate agent, maybe an inexperienced, seller, or maybe they just really want to get rid of it. Like an example I want to give you is like why, a more relatable thing is like, why would anyone post a car for sale that's well below market value? Maybe they just don't care for the money, right? Maybe they have that type of FU money and they're just like, I just want to get rid of it, right? It's more convenient for them to get a cash buyer. And that's what we came in with, cash. But let me explain to you. Did I pay $1.295 million for this cash? No, I've only taken 2 hard money loans out. Once for the Paradise Valley flip that we purchased for $2.3 million, and the second for this one. Most of my house flips, just so you understand where I'm coming from, are not in the millions of dollars. I focus where most of the entry-level properties are at. I'm not here to pretend to be someone that flips lavish real estate. Most of my house flips are in the $300,000-$500,000 range. The 10 flips that we have going on right now are all around, if I'm not mistaken, under $600,000. That's where my my business partner and myself, that's where our bread and butter is. That's where we really like to focus on, and the number simply made sense on this one. So what I wanted to break down is this one was posted for about $218 a square foot. Colby broke it down. He was able to get the deal under contract. So he was able to agree or get the seller to agree to sell it for $1.295 million. And he either needed to find the funding some way, right? Because his intention was to resell. And then that's when he came to me. So what we ended up doing, and again, I want to break down everything for you. Our all-in purchase price was 1.307 million. Let me explain that. We bought it for 1.295 million, but there's title fees and all of that. And when it comes down to flipping a property, we sometimes it's in our benefit to leave it with an open title. It's something that if you're into flipping real estate, something you'll get into. The title company takes care of it. So our total all-in expenses is $1.3,007,322. I wanted to break down. So what were our expenses? Like, did I renovate this property? Anything like that? No, nothing of that this was one of my first flips ever that nothing was actually done other than landscaping. So I put expenses here. Expenses, $58,000. But if we didn't renovate it, what did we do? Again, this house is 6,400 square feet. Staging. So again, I wanted to show you some of the pictures. So these pictures, you're going to see that when the property is, when we have the open houses or the open house where people can come and see it, and or these series of pictures, it would be very difficult to sell this property. Not impossible, but very difficult if there was no furniture. This furniture simply allowed us to really give it character, where people can come on in and kind of see themselves living there. So we paid a company to furnish this, to stage it, and that's where it comes from. So again, the only expense that we incurred on this flip is we didn't renovate it. We just staged it, right? And even at 6,400 square feet, it's absolutely insane. It's a huge lot. And you guys can see the staging was $6,356. A series of things that were purchased through Amazon, $10.62. Landscaping, glass repair. Again, it's all broken down. The Binzer, $4,740. Windows being cleaned, $500. Professional photos. Again, the photographer to come out there, take the photos, and then edit them for us so we can properly list it. That's $400. Another landscaping, $300. Utilities, right? That's where the SRP and the wall payment comes in. Another landscape, $300. When you see this capital fund payment, September 2nd, all of that, these are the series of payments that we were doing for our hard money lender. So I'm going to explain that in just a little bit. So you can see 8,500, 8,500, 8,500, 8,500. Other than that, the only other payments are SRP, which is, again, a series of utilities, right? So if I'm not mistaken, that was, SRP, 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 wall payment, and then insurance extension up to February. That was $462. Everything broken down. I just wanted you guys to understand. I didn't just want to be like, oh yeah, $58,000 of expenses. And you guys be like, what the heck does that even mean? $58,000. This is the complete breakdown. That's all that went into the property. So for those that are not familiar, I know if you guys are, house flippers yourself, you're aware of what a hard money lender is. For those that do not know what a hard money lender is I normally am a hard money lender, or was a hard money lender for people that were trying to flip properties at $300,000 or $400,000, meaning that I lend out money at a higher interest rate, anywhere from 9 to 12%, yearly, and with this fund that we got a hard money loan from, we had to put 20% down. So we bought the property for $1.295 million. That means that I had to put about $260,000 down to build 20% equity, and they will fund the rest. But at the interest rate, this is where it gets broken down. I am paying of just interest $8,000, $8,500 every single month. So you can see that, that does eat up quite a bit of our margin every single month. So we're almost on a time crunch because we only have so much time until the 8,500 will eat up all of our margin. Do you get what I mean? So you always have to take that into consideration, is that if you do take out a hard money, if you do put that down payment, you also need to take into consideration your timeline. How much time do you have for the net proceeds to still be worth it, right? So I wanted you guys to understand how we paid for the property and what we needed to put down 20%, and then what our fees were, $8,500 every single month. For a total of $58,000, including all the expenses there. Our closing costs, $63,000. So one of the things that we offered is to make it more attractive to the buyer, we offered a higher commission, so 3%. That normally happens for any property in the millions of dollars. 2.5% is pretty standard. 3% is a little bit more attractive, trying to make the deal happen. And then commission. So commission at 3% for the buyer's agent. We paid 0.5% for our representation. And then title fees and all of that stuff. So that came out to be a total of $63,000. So our sell price that we agreed on was $1.535 million. That means that after everything, right? So $1.3 million, our expenses at $58,000, another expense of closing cost and commission at $63,000. For the sell price of $1.535 million, our net proceeds after nearly 7 months was a total of $105,000. This breaks down to a monthly return of about $15,000 every single month, or a daily return of $503. I had to have a total of about $275,000 invested. We had to make these monthly payments to the hard money lender, and as well as incur all of the expenses. So taking this into consideration, for the past 6 to 7 months, we were almost paying about $9,000 on average, $9,200 on average every single month, just to maintain this property. So very happy with how it played out, but it was not a perfect sell. We could see that we originally posted, so as soon as we acquired the property, we cleaned it up with the landscaping. We got the cleaners to go there. We got the stagers, right? And then we got the photographer. That was kind of the process. They took the photos. Everything was up and ready. We posted the property for $1.749 million, right? So it went from $202 a square foot now to $273, which was a little bit more realistic in that area. We dropped it to $1.699. We dropped it to $1.599. And then our final price change at $1.55. And then we ended up closing at the $1.535 for a total of 240 square foot. So what I wanted to break down on this property is most of my properties are not like this. First off, they're not this expensive. We don't normally have hard money lenders. We normally do renovate the properties. That's where most of our expenses are, where they take part. But the reason that I wanted to share this specific property with you guys is people always ask, hey, I want to flip my first property, but I don't know how to get in contact with wholesalers. Maybe I don't know how to source deals. This is to show that, there are properties that are posted on Zillow, that are posted publicly, that are good deals. Sometimes you just need to negotiate and not be afraid to negotiate. And that's one thing that I learned about this guy. Colby is not scared to make an offer. At the end of the day, a seller will sell the property for whatever it is that they're okay with. And as someone that is in the business to make money, you shouldn't be afraid to make an offer, right? It comes down to a numbers game. And I think this is one of my biggest takeaways from this property and from this successful flip is it just showcases that, we love being able to work with wholesalers, which means that most likely off-market listings that are really good deals, normally below market value, those are great. But it's also very important to understand that there are golden nuggets that are posted publicly, sometimes posted for more than what they're actually willing to take. And sometimes it just takes an offer, and you can come in with a cash offer where you don't need to put all the cash up. You can get a hard money lender if you're able to put 20% down, and you can actually make things happen, right? With a total dollar amount of, after the $275 and then the other $60,000 that we pretty much invested, if you break it down, what does that come out to? $335,000 with a $105,000 return. It's like a 30% return on our investment. It's not bad. And all it took is someone's ability to make an offer, understand the market, understand what this property is worth based off of similar comps, have the connections of the hard money lender, have the connections of an investor, make the offer, facilitate the deal, and then make it happen. And yes, one thing that I did also take away is some mistakes that we made on this flip. Something that I probably am not going to be the most eager to do is this one in Scottsdale. It's kind of like northeast Scottsdale. It's very far. It's, as you guys can tell from some of the pictures, it's kind of like farmland. I don't know if I want to do flips over there. The demand is obviously not as great. Normally the listings that we have here in Gilbert, Mesa, Chandler will sell within the first 24 hours and above ask price. This one took 7 months. Obviously not just because of the price, but also because of the location. I don't regret obviously taking advantage of this deal. You know, with the series of previous deals that I've done in the past year, there's been so many positive takeaways. Yes, we've been able to turn it around for a profit, and that's always a great thing. But at the end of the day, we're here to always learn from our mistakes, and there's always mistakes that are made on every single flip. So I simply wanted to break down to you guys a property that was posted originally on the MLS, how we were able to source the deal, right? Negotiate, fund the deal with a hard money lender, put 20% down, facilitate the deal, no renovations, just simply upkeep and staging, and then 7 months later, nearly 7 months later, turn it around for a profit of almost, or a little bit over $100,000 net. So I'm super excited for what this year is going to bring. I want to stay consistent. I want to be proactive. One of the things that I need you guys to know is that about 30 to 40% of the deals that I'm flipping right now, out of the 10 that I have right now, were sourced through YouTube or sourced through Instagram. That means that people that follow me brought me the deal, and I either paid them a finder's fee, a couple $1,000s, or we partner up with you and do a rev split. And the reason I make these videos is, first, I love sharing our process. I love sharing our successes and our mistakes. But I also need you guys to know that I don't have a fancy or crazy team, right? You guys have seen the previous flips that I've posted before. It's really just me and Nick, or Nick and I, right? We have the series of contractors that we work with. So if you're a real estate agent in Arizona, if you're about to be a real estate in Arizona, I want to connect with you. If you're a wholesaler in Arizona, I want to connect with you. If you're an investor in Arizona, I want to connect with you. One of the things that I've learned so much in the past year are the connections and the relationships that I've been able to build from random people. Not people with the most following, but people that are just proactive are the ones that are most valuable to us. And are we not all here to make money, right? So if you're really good at sourcing deals, or you're just a really good agent and you want to connect with us because we're cash buyers and we can be of value to you, is that not what it's all about? Those complementing partnerships where you can be of value to us and we can be of value to you. So if you guys have any questions, have any deals, if you're an agent, if you're about to be an agent, if you're a wholesaler, if you're a lender, whoever it is that you are in the real estate niche, and or if you're about to get into the real estate niche, we would love to connect with you. Literally, you just have to do one thing. First link down below is Nick Palladino's Instagram. So Nick is my direct business partner. He oversees all of our deals. He facilitates everything. I fund everything normally out of pocket. Most of our deals are anywhere from the $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 range. We can obviously buy more expensive, but that's kind of our bread and butter. And he responds to all of his direct messages. So please, if you guys have any questions, the first link down below. If you don't have an Instagram, then maybe it's worth making one. We would love to connect with you. Follow Nick, send him a message, and let's connect. My Instagram will also be down below, and I'll also put Colby's down below. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If there's any more details that I can share with you, please just ask down below. And if I can share it with you, then I'll respond. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. Thank you again for being so supportive and so encouraging. And I just wanted to reciprocate that, being able to break this down, showcase, again, our successes and our failures, and to show you what is possible. Yeah, not with a crazy big company or anything like that, just with two guys that are trying to always learn more about the real estate market, especially in Arizona. So I'll see you later for our Sunday stock talk. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.